All right, hello. Welcome everybody to day 9 of our Olympic trials live commentary, analysis, broadcast. Again, to reiterate, this is something we're doing because we felt the coverage of the races, distance specifically, was really lacking in a lot of, I don't know, just a lot
analysis,
of time.
backstory, talking about more than just 3 athletes.
Yeah, so a lot of times they would, focus on 3, maybe 4 people, and if they're in the front, if they're in the back, they're not calling the race. They're just talking what's on the script. So we're here to hopefully fill in those gaps for you guys. We know there's a bit of a delay. I think it's about
25-30 seconds.
25-30 seconds. So if you guys have a way of pausing, your feed, whether it's online or on
if
TV.
it's a live stream, or if you're just listening to us and hoping to get a great analysis, then...
Yeah, I mean, most likely the race is going to cut to commercial. That's what it's been doing. Yesterday, men's 3K, they cut to the commercial.
Yeah, they were going for 1/3 of a 3K.
Yeah, 1K of the 3K race. And so that was pretty frustrating, and we're hoping to... if that happens again, we'll give you guys splits, update on who we see, if any moves have been made. So many times, you see this big pack, they cut to commercial, and then the race is completely different. Some guys way in front, it's completely separated. So,
and if you have if you're a fan of one of the runners out there that we're not talking about, comment on it. I'm going to be keeping track of that so we can give you an update of how they're doing, how they're looking, and hopefully let you know.
Yeah, exactly. So to start this analysis, we're just going to go through basically everyone on the list. We have about 13 minutes until the 5K begins. And we're going to go through everyone on the list and bring up, who they are, where they're from, their season's best, and personal best. So to start off, with hip 1 is William Kincaid.
Portland pilot, and his bio is not coming up.
These bio. There we go. All right, so William Kincaid is a guy with a
13:27 PR, which he set a couple weeks ago when he outkicked Galen.
That's
Portland.
right. That was William Kincaid. I forgot about that. At Stumptown.
William Kincaid out there.
Yeah, so he's probably riding a pretty big high after, taking down Galen Rupp. Obviously, Galen was coming off of some pretty heavy training, it seems like. Mm-hmm. But still, it gives you a lot of confidence that, you never know what happens in a race. So, 13:27 PR, just set it. Mile best of 4 flat. So he's one of those guys that's, you would think would want it to be a fast race.
Yeah.
And doesn't have the standard.
Right.
So,
he's about 3 seconds off. I think he needs under 13:24 or
under 13:25.
Under 13:25.
Yeah. So he's gonna be a guy that, maybe could be one of those that may push the pace mid race, but most likely being collegiate, being probably pretty young, he probably needs and wants the experience of just racing these guys at this level. So, but still, William Kincaid, definite one to look out for. With hip 2 is Diego Estrada of ASICS. Major, one of the top guys in the sport. Former Olympian of Mexico, now running for the U.S. He has a best of 13:15
from 2003.
From 2013.
13, sorry.
Yeah, a few years ago. This year his best is 13:48, but he probably has the time from last year.
Right, 13:48 it was from
Monday. This year. From the prelim. Yeah. So so he hasn't really won a fast 5K in a while, but he's one of those guys that. He ran the 10K also earlier.
Yeah, he
in
did
the
run
trials.
the 10K. He actually also ran really well at Boulder this year. Mm-hmm. High altitude race, very hot this year. Competed very well. I think he was 3rd there overall, maybe 4th.
Okay, yeah. So he's one that trains at altitude, lives at altitude, and is known to be a bit of a gamer. I don't know if you watched in the prelim, but he was talking to Galen and talking to other guys. In the 10K, he led the charge to catch Galen, and there was a lot of words exchanged. So he's one of those guys that, for better or for worse, definitely is just in the mix and is trying to make things happen.
Sure.
So
we also did notice he was leading a lot of that 5K. And
in the prelim,
it seemed like he did not want to lead. He wanted to encourage somebody else to take it over, and he
kind of waving them on.
was trying to wave them on, then like nobody would go, so he seemed like he would get upset and then just charge forward again, just like putting his head down and going. But like by the time he finished, he looked very unwilling to shake hands and talk with anybody else.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So he's one that may not want. I don't know if he has a standard or not, because I don't know if he ran it last year.
It'll take me a minute to pull up.
Oh, his best seed. Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, he's someone that I believe does have the standard from last year. I think he ran a decent 5K at Peyton Jordan. So yeah, we're bringing up the seed list, the seed time, so we can make sure that we see who has the standard or not, because don't want to mess up you guys with that one. Let's see, 1 second. So Diego has the standard.
Yeah, he does. He
13-17
from last year.
Last year. So he's one of those guys that may not want to push the pace this time around. He may want to just chill and relax and hope for a good hard finish. So yeah, that's Diego. We'll be looking for him.
Got Shadrach
Kipchirchir and Hip 3. He part of the WCAP program with Dan Brown, who has been killing it at this trials. He has making the team. Hillary Bohr made the team.
Hillary Bohr, he has Shadrach Kipchirchir, like coming back from the 10K, and they have
the guy got third in the 10K.
Yes,
but I forgot his name also.
Is it Limo?
Chilimo. Yeah.
No, Chilimo was in the 5K.
Okay. But anyways, yeah, Dan Brown's definitely been killing it with the WCAP program, with the Army. They've been doing really well. Shadrach Kipchirchir here has a best of 13-18 set this year. And
was that Peyton Jordan Cardinal?
Peyton Jordan. So he's one that's going to be content to follow the race. And, you know, I think we saw him in the 10K just follow Galen the whole way.
Right.
So, yeah, we're going to probably see some more of that and just someone that doesn't want to do any work and is going to try to have a fast finish.
And just to clear, it was Leonard Career that
Leonard
also
Career.
made it,
Oh my gosh, yeah, excuse us. All right, Hip 4, Eric Jenkins of the Nike Oregon Project. He's a guy that recently joined the group with Alberto Salazar and Glenn Rupp and everything. Has a crazy fast PR of
13:07 set last summer.
Exactly. In I believe that was no, not Brachat. It was in Belgium. It was in Houston. Excuse me.
This year he's run 13:24.
But again, that's just one of those races at Peyton, just to tune up and get ready for the meet. So he's a guy that has a standard, looking for those strong, fast finishes that we've seen at the NOP.
He has a 3:57 miles, so he's definitely a guy that can finish pretty hard.
Probably just be up here. So the fifth hip number is Garrett Heath, the Brooks Beast. Garrett did not look great in the prelim, I must say, but he's a guy that is strong. He has a strength, one of the best cross-country runners in the world, and also has the speed with a 3:34 PR in the 15. So he's another one that's going to look for a slower race with a fast finish, and that'll be where he's most competitive in.
13:16 PR and 13:23 this year.
Yeah.
Next would be Jeff C.
of A6 Furman Elite. He's also a former miler. Was actually entered in the mile here today, or in the 15 at Limit Trials, but scratched it for the 5K. He has a best of 13:21 set last year, and
this year he's around 13:31.
Yeah, at Oxy. So, he's a guy that again has the speed, looking for a race that is slower, can kick, and he's someone that when he's firing on all cylinders, he's a whole other person. He can really make a team. He can be really surprising. Next up, we have Brian Schrader, local Flagstaff hero.
This is a kid. He grew up here. He went to high school here. He went off to Oregon for a couple years. Didn't like it. Didn't enjoy himself there. He came back, ran for NAU, multiple-time All-American, and then just destroyed the U.S. 12K championships in 2014 to win his first championship and just pop onto the scene. Like, it was an amazing race. I had talked to him a few weeks before, and he was hoping to get top 10.
Wow.
It was like his first U.S. championship.
Yeah. So he's one that has a personal best of 13:29, does not have a standard. So he may be one of the guys that, with that Flagstaff strength, altitude training, he may want to push this race, not from the gun, but definitely, a little bit before halfway.
Right.
Because
I actually was talking to him, texting him. He said he heard it's going to be a pretty hot race.
Oh,
he said
heard?
He heard it's going to be fast.
Oh.
So he's trying to get ready for a PR.
I wonder if that's coming from. If that's going to come from Galen maybe or somebody else, but who knows?
Could be interesting.
All right, hip number 8, we have Ryan Hill of Nike Bowerman TC.
This guy's one of my favorites
to make the team. Yeah, sure. He's a guy that has exploded in the scene in the last few years under Schumacher. Incredible range from the 15 to the 5K.
Indoor 3K.
Indoor 3K medalist, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and has run in crazy fast times. And
he's a 13:05 PR for the 5K.
So he's going to be one of those guys that just has been running hot the last few years. Won the championship last year. Looking to repeat again.
The only thing that would take away from his accomplishments is that he did not look good in the 10Ks last weekend. The 10K. Oh wait, was that Ryan Hill? No, I'm
sorry. Ryan Hill. Yeah, that was Chris Derrick. Sorry. So Ryan Hill,
I guess I'm out
5K specialist. Yeah. All right, and next up we have Ben True of Saucony, 13:02 PR, total grinder. Disappointed he probably didn't make the 10K team, so he's back here, and he doubled back last year from the 10 to the 5 and made the team.
Yeah.
So
he made both teams last year legitimately, but then he dropped the 10.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a guy that doesn't mind a long kick, but probably doesn't want a fast race because he's one of those guys that already has a standard no one else does.
Anyway, to bump the volume.
Bump the volume up a little bit. Let's see.
Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, thank you. One moment.
Get that going a little bit louder.
Let me get this mic a little bit closer.
Yeah.
That might work better. All right. So next up we have Riley Masters, the Brooks Beast, also a former miler. Trains with Garrett Heath all the time. They're coming down from altitude from Albuquerque, and he has a personal best of 13:17 and set last year. He has a standard, and I think he's going to be just looking for a race and relaxing and trying to kick hard at the end there. Next up is Galen Rupp, the infamous, notorious Galen Rupp of the NOP Project, marathon champion, 10K champion, now looking to repeat triple and get the 5K championship.
Will this be his third Olympic Games? This is going to be his third Olympic
Yes,
Games.
I believe so, yeah. So, this guy, who knows what he's going to do? I thought he was going to sit back in the 10K like he usually does, and he took off, and he made it a completely different race, a lot of surges. So, I know he is not as confident in his kick as he used to be. That's what he was saying multiple times throughout this past week.
Right.
His speed's not quite there. So we may see him do a pretty long, hard drive home. All right, next up, Hassan Mead, 13:01 PR. Or 13:02, excuse me, of the Nike OTC. Here's a guy who had a great year in the 15, actually. He ran 3:37. And also 13:04 this year. That's right, at pre.
Oh, right.
I thought he was going to maybe break 13 for the first time, but just kind of faded a little bit the last lap. But he's a guy who had a pretty rough 10K.
Yeah, he was looking good. He got up to third place with a 2K to go, and then the heat just annihilated him.
Yeah, exactly. The heat took out a lot of guys with 10K. Hassan Mead, one of those casualties. And he's coming back with a lot of fire. He looks great in the prelims. One of those guys to look for. Next up, Lopez, what once was lost has now been found. Lamong, former Lost Boy, super inspirational story from Sudan, American athlete, multiple-time Olympian. He has crazy range, has best from 145, 332, and
13:07.
13:07 5K PR. So he hasn't been looking great this last year. Been running a lot of 800s for some reason.
He didn't look good indoors either.
Yeah, but at the trials, at the championships, he always turns around. And Schumacher's guys have been having a pretty incredible championship as it is. So he may be one to watch for as well.
Next, Paul Chilimo, who we mentioned with the W cap.
Another W cap athlete. He has a best of 13:21, so he has a standard as well. And yeah, I don't know much about Paul, but
really.
The W cap program has been very successful this year. And it sounds like Dan Brown's got these guys ready. And you also get a lot of confidence when you're training with other people and they make the team. You know what you're capable of as well. So, he may be someone that really can, make some, turn some heads and surprise some people.
Yeah.
All right, so the last two athletes, Sean McGorty of Stanford, one of the few collegiates in this race. He has a best of
13:24, so he does have the
just
standard.
barely dipped another standard this year. And he, a lot of collegiates again are maybe a little intimidated sometimes. I know I was when I first came in.
Right.
But when you have the standard, anything can happen. So we may see him stick his nose in there for a very long time, hang on, and hope for the best at the end.
And finally, number 16, the old man, Bernard Lagat. Yeah,
so legend of the sport. Second fastest all time in the 1500. A 3:47 mile PR. I thought it was faster than that, but 3:26 guy.
12:53 for 5,000 meters.
Yeah, so this is all his in his prime. This is now a different Bernard Lagat. This is a Lagat who is 41 years old, and there's a lot of question marks surrounding him. Is he too old? Has he lost his speed? Watching the prelim, he seemed to still have it. 53 last lap.
Yeah, he's right there with all those guys.
He's one that will not lead, though, for sure. He's one of those guys that likes to stick, stay out of trouble, and be the lap to go.
And he does have a 13:14 from last year.
Yes, I mean, he's fit. He ran a great 10K this year as well.
Yeah.
So if he's firing on all cylinders, he could really surprise some people and maybe be a 41-year-old Olympian for the U.S. So
majority of these guys do have the standard going in. I think there's only 3 that we named that had just missed it.
Kincaid was one of them.
Brian Schrader. Maybe just those 2, actually.
Yeah, so not too many people are, when majority of the field has a standard already, you don't expect them to go out hard. But some inside information that Nick heard from Brian Schrader, like we said earlier, is it's going to be a hot race.
I mean, he could just mean it's going to be a hot race for him. Expecting it to be 1 in 13:20 either way.
Yeah.
To make the team, he's going to have to run a PR.
Yeah.
Probably his philosophy.
Yeah, so, that's the whole field. I hope you guys didn't mind the analysis in each person a little bit. Just want to give you guys some context. Personally, I think the guys that are going to make this team, Ryan Hill's been looking great. Galen, I think might be a little tired after the 10K and the rounds and kind of lacking a little bit of that speed. So I think it's going to be Ryan Hill. I think Lopez is going to make it. I just have so much faith in Lopez. When he has confidence and he's fast, he's someone that can really turn some heads. Although he's had some rough last couple years. And then, let's see. I would have to say, from my heart, Garrett Heath, man. I know Garrett didn't look great in the first round, but he was there last year. Just missed making the team. And I think that he's prepared, running with fire in his heart. And he got rid of the rust in that first 5K, and now he's ready to roll. I think
this is going to be a hard-kicking race. I think there's going to be 6 guys together with 200 to go.
200 to go?
With 200 to go. There's going to be 6 guys. It's going to be like a 1500, basically. It's going to be a blanket finish. Coming out of that, I think it will probably be Hill, Meade, and Lagat.
You're picking Lagat at 41 years old.
If he's there with 200.
Woo! All right, so we'll see. I'm not so sure about Lagat. I think he may finally, Father Time may have finally caught up with him, but yeah, we'll see. So how do you think the race is going to play out? You think it's going to go hard from the first mile? You think it's going to go hard from...
People will get out first 200 hard, like they normally do.
It's always a 30 first 200.
Right.
And
they're going to settle in for a little bit. Then guys like Diego might get frustrated that it's slow.
Ansi, yeah.
Kip Cheer, I can see him going to the front, pushing a little bit. Even though he did sit on Galen the entire way, he was one. I can see him being pretty aggressive. And I don't know. William Kincaid as well might be thinking he has to go fast.
I think, and the coverage is on here, so I'm going to put this on. But I really think that this is going to be slow. I think it's, although we've heard it's going to be a hot race, I think this is going to be kind of a jog fest. Everyone has a standard. There's no reason to go after it. And yeah, that's going to happen. And here we have Danny Mercado back in town with some cookies. Oh, no. Dangerous. Today, we actually didn't get your opinion. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to be the top 3?
I think Galen... most likely, just because When were their prelims? It was Wednesday, wasn't
It
it?
was Monday.
They've
The
had
prelim?
Yeah.
for the 5K.
5K was all the way back in Monday.
Wow, that's
yeah, it's
right.
been a long time.
They've had a while.
Almost,
I think,
5 days.
I mean, granted, he didn't look amazing, but I still think. I think Salazar, he knows how to get them rest. He knows how to.
Yeah.
He can.
He probably brought over the cryo chamber and everything too.
Yeah.
So.
So you think that means that Jenkins is
Dragon
doing well?
Ball Z, they probably have that too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ben's been looking okay.
They're on their mark, so you guys know that we're starting now, and they're off. All right.
Ben's. I wouldn't say he's a lock by any means. I almost think Hassan is more of a lock.
Yep, it's going slow. They are
early lead.
out to lane 4.
And is that
Kipchirchir.
or Kipchirchir?
I think that's Kipchirchir. Nope, it's Chalimo. Paul Chalimo. Not pushing the pace, just getting up there.
Yeah, there's Schrader. Camera right on him, and look at
Garrett, he's up front.
what, a 32?
No, slower than that.
No.
35.
Oh, wow.
And that was a 15-20 probably. So we're gonna see probably about a 38, 37 first 400.
And True's tripping up a little bit.
Not 38, 37. 75, I'd say first quarter.
Diego's in the very back. I guess he wants nothing to do with the lead today.
Yeah. I mean,
the Army guy's gonna make this team.
again, it's possible. They've been looking really good.
You guys heard that? That was Kia Dandana, my roommate.
Yeah,
thinking
Kia's
an Army guy is going to make the team, which is pretty likely. They've made all the other distance events so far.
So what do you guys think? If you were in this race right now, would you want to be tucked in the rail, just chilling? Would you be on the outside, like some of these guys? How would you feel about it?
I don't know that I'd want to be that close to the front, like affecting anything until.
I've always preferred
6
being a
laps
front
to go.
runner myself, being more aggressive, just making my own destiny sort of thing, but I'm nowhere close to being as fast as these guys. I'm about a minute to a minute and a half slower than most of them.
Yeah,
for
and
5K.
so, just to elaborate why this happens, a lot of people say, like, why are these guys running so cowardly? Why aren't they pushing the pace? Blah, blah, blah. The real reason why, and this is what I really believe, and this is what I feel even, is, like, wind drag is a really serious part of the sport. For some reason, in bicycling, everyone accepts that. They understand what the peloton does, what it means, that when someone breaks off, they got to do all the work by themselves, and it's harder to do that.
Right.
And in track and field, it's the same thing. If you're leading, you're breaking the wind for everybody else. That's why everyone is tucked in behind somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And the harder you're running, the more energy you're expending. And everyone else behind you is just chilling.
Yeah.
So that really makes a situation where you want to be in the front leading, but at a pace that you're comfortable with, that you don't feel is going to sap you.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, that's slower than actual, like, fast race pace. So, that's what happens here. It happens on a lot of championship meets.
So they're showing the jumps here. They came through 1K in 3:05, so they're 75, 74 for the last 2 laps.
Yeah, so they're really just jogging here. We're most likely going to see a sub 4
Looks like
mile.
Brian Schrader's up in front with Chilimo and Kincaid.
Yeah. Yeah, again,
Everybody's together within a second.
we're going to see a sub 4 minute last mile, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it's just hard to see the purpose of.
Up and it's like
Brian Schrader
Brian
making
Schrader
a
is taking
big
off.
move.
So when he says it's going to be a hot race, it looks like Brian Schrader thought it was going to make it a hot race.
Maybe he just has an 800-meter warm-up and is going to make it go for the standard.
Kincaid's
Kincaid's
it
chasing him
really
down.
is smart that
the
way.
thing is, it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no
Gavin
sense
Rupp
to
recognizes
run slow.
that this might be a serious
it does
move. and
if
he
you
goes
don't,
up.
nothing
if
for
you
you.
don't have the standard, if you don't have it,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, most of these guys don't.
No, they all do. All
Every
get
single
the
one of
standards.
those?
Everyone
No,
except
some
for
of them don't.
no, everyone except for these two, for Brian and Kincaid.
Oh, so those two have to, oh, man.
Yeah, so that's why it's
Lord.
tough. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just two guys.
Shit.
I mean, hopefully those two will work together a little bit. Maybe if they're smart,
Yeah,
they'll be like, "Hey, I'll go
Wait, Riley
800."
Masters has it?
Yeah,
yeah.
everyone has it. 13. We just went over the whole list. So
Holy
yeah,
Gordy
this
has
is
it.
this is exactly the peloton. This is what happens.
Yeah.
There are guys in the group, and then some people break away, and the key to their success right now is sharing the lead.
Yes.
Yeah.
If Kincaid can somehow if they can communicate, like, hey, let's do this.
That was a 59 that Brian
Whoa,
led.
that may have been a little too aggressive, to be honest. Who knows what that means?
It was just like immediate.
It
We're
was
watching
very
it on the
immediate.
replay right here.
Yeah, they're showing the replay of when it happened.
Brian's
I would
jogging,
say
he gets to
in
the
order
line.
for him to do that, he has to be feeling
And
pretty
goes.
good.
And goes. So he basically went with 9 laps to go, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 laps to go. So a little bit over 2 miles. And
No, it was 10 laps. It was right at 1K, actually. Sorry.
with 10 laps to go, he made his move.
Yeah.
So
So he's still leading.
still
Kincaid's on
Schrader.
him.
Schrader's moving out, and hopefully Kincaid can take over
He
again
needs to.
and
He
work
needs to
together.
They need to do each other a favor right
They
now.
really do.
Otherwise, This is gonna look really
Kincaid has
stupid.
got to. Oh, and they cut the
And
commercial.
they go to the commercial.
I really wanted to see what was going to happen there if Kincaid was taking the lead. It did not look like he wanted to. It looked like he just kind of sat on Schrader and didn't move forward.
Yeah, he wasn't
So-
really. He wasn't really
So
looking
they
like he wanted
came
to.
through 1800, and that was a 64 with 63 with Brian still leading ahead of Kincaid. So Kincaid didn't take over. They have 4 seconds on the pack.
So yeah, it's the splits are a little screwy right now.
Yeah, it's been happening a couple times.
Yeah, and it looks
They-
like
It's 30 seconds ahead on this.
This broadcast
So,
is such
Our feed is about 30 seconds ahead of like real life out there in Eugene, and I'm not sure how the feed is for the live stream on NBC.com, but
yeah, it looks like it's still Brian Schrader and William Kincaid. 5 second gap to Paul Chalimo and Kipchirchir. They went from running 59, 63, 65. Brian Schrader tried to let Kincaid take the lead, and Kincaid is still sitting on him here.
Yeah.
According to this, didn't want to do any work, which is such a shame because he's got to know better. Look at some of the comments here.
they're just giving analysis as well. Kincaid to their lead.
Okay,
Brian Schrader
yeah.
going ahead of the stream.
Oh, we're ahead of the stream. Oh, wow. Okay, so maybe pause us if we're ahead of the stream.
I don't know if you can pause us.
They can pause us, yeah.
Okay.
They can pause. You guys can pause on YouTube and let it and delay us to match your stream as well. Next split through 2600.
Another
Still-
65.
Still Schrader leading, followed by Kincaid.
Only a 4-second gap back to Kipchirchir, Chalimo,
Yeah. And
and
they
the rest
are
of the field.
and they're running 65 flat.
The Chase group ran 63.
So they're trying to catch now. They're a little bit past halfway, so they gotta, it's gonna be really hard for Brian and William to hang on, especially
with just the two of them. It's gonna
well, especially with William not doing any work. He's gotta do work.
if
Yeah.
he doesn't.
And that's
I
gotta
think
be
at
so-
some point. I think at some point he will.
Yeah, but it's going to be too late for Brian at that point.
Yeah, I mean you can't go a mile
It
like
sucks
that.
because it sucks because
Because then
He-
Williams
he-
will
Brian
be able
clearly
to.
something they didn't agree on, like they weren't really planning on with each other. And yeah, if you let Brian, especially after he ran a 59 and a 63, you're gonna just let him dry out.
Yeah, leave him hanging like
Yeah.
that. So
So they're probably going to come back just before 3K.
we had the 3K mark. It's 8:25 through 3K, and they're on him.
Everybody
They
are
caught him.
back together.
Yeah, 66.
So-
Brian Schrader's got to be so disappointed at this point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he fades way back
Well,
after
Chalimo
that
caught
59.
them. It looks like Lopez, Hassan Mead are still 2 seconds back.
Yeah, but 2 seconds back is
No, I mean,
basically
that's right there.
it's 10
Everybody's-
meters.
Everybody's still right there.
Yeah, so that gap is shrinking by the minute here.
And they're still on commercial.
Still on commercial. I think we've gone almost a mile now of commercials. And 8:25 is also not going to cut it to get the standard.
No.
Especially with a move like that. At 59, that's a brave run by Brian, but maybe could have relaxed a little bit more when 62, 63 or something. But you get excited out there, I've been known to also make hard moves.
So yeah, it came back just past 3K.
They're back. Yep, they're back in the race.
So the
here we
2
go.
second gap, it does look like a little bit more significant on TV.
Yeah.
But maybe Chalimo might actually
be pushing the pace
take
a little.
some work.
Yeah, hopefully. And he
Yep,
is.
He goes
is.
ahead.
Chalimo,
Hopefully Brian and William can latch on to him.
does Chalimo have the standard? Is what I'm wondering now. Or is he just taking advantage of the
I thought he
situation?
got
He
it
had
at
the standard.
Stanford.
He does have it, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So Schrader's got to be so happy now that someone's doing the work.
Yeah, so that was another 65, or 66, and they have 3 seconds on the group, but the group is closing.
They are
Galen Rupp is
closing.
closing
It's
in on
only
them.
a matter of time,
Yeah.
honestly, because they're not really doing any work. You're focused on the people in front of you.
With that Peloton pack, though, McGordy
Actually-
and Riley Masters seem like they're falling off. Hill is moving up.
It seems like Chelimo tried to slow them down.
Oh,
Which is a tactic I'm thinking
Yeah.
about for the 15 as well. But I wonder if Chelimo caught up in order to
Brian
slow
Schrader
down
back to lead.
Schrader.
That was a 65 for 931.
And
Now
here,
Galen's taking the lead.
Galen's taking the lead. Galen's in front now,
Looks
and
like
he's
Diego
picking it up.
Estrada's falling off.
Galen is definitely picking it up here. He went by with authority, and Chelimo is hanging on. Hill
True and Hill
is
are getting
following.
good position. Mead's in
Hassan
good position.
Mead. So it's Rupp, Chelimo, Hill, Mead, True, Legat. Kipchirchir
Well,
is
Kincaid,
passing Kincaid. Kincaid's going to fade.
Lopez
And
Jenkins.
Lopez, yeah. So right now, the guys that look good, Hill looks pretty good. True looks really fresh as well, surprisingly. Jenkins not looking great back
Lopez
there.
looks like he's kind of in a tough spot. He wants to get out of a box. He's kind of zigzagging behind Kincaid there.
Yeah.
Man,
Jenkins moved up really nicely right there.
What was Galen's
really
split on
That was
this?
a 61.
with Galen on
Or,
this because
sorry, 62. I'm not sure.
61-6. 61-6 for Galen, so he definitely put the hammer down a little bit. Looking for a long kick.
I'm impressed, man. He looks really good.
I mean,
I think
oh,
part
wow.
of it. I think part of it is the marathon training. I think honestly, he's like benefiting from a lot of the marathon training he did for February.
So he's got 1K to go at this point.
Yeah, 1K to go. The question is, I think the pack's going to catch him eventually. The question is, when they do, can he hold them off?
This is finally they did picture in picture.
Picture in picture.
Wow.
Big kudos
They're
to
talking
NBC.
about Tim Venture's wife, and they finally show the guys running while they're talking on camera.
Yeah. So Galen's still leading. I'm not sure
By
if
a
he's putting.
lot.
Yeah, by a good 20 meters, I would
Yeah,
say.
good chunk.
25 meters.
Enough to discourage them.
The
Now
rest
they're
of
all
these guys
fighting
are
for
just-
2 spots.
Yeah, waiting to get their kick. Chelimo's looking around.
2 laps to go. 11:36.
That was a 62.
And what about everyone else? Are they also going?
They were 65, so they're about 3 seconds back in general. And
Wow,
they still
so
have
that's surprising. They're really letting him go there.
Dude, Kincaid's holding
10
on
guys.
pretty good though.
in that group, 11 guys.
Yeah, so Galen, like we said, has been a little bit, not feeling great about his speed and making a long kick. But yeah, some movement in the pack back there. Like Lopez got tripped up a little bit.
600 to go.
12:11, 600 to go.
Paul's really holding on to that rail right now too.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna run him down.
Ben
I think
True
so,
looks
too.
like he's itching to go. But they're giving him too much space with a lap to go.
Yeah, and honestly,
That's a lot,
Galen,
yeah.
Galen
is
can close in the 53.
Galen can finish off the front.
Yeah, and he's also looking like he's floating a little bit here. He was pushing,
Yeah.
and now he's kind of relaxing, waiting for this big kick.
Looks like Jeff C's falling off the pack.
And now we have a pack of 6 for that second place.
Let's go,
Galen.
lads.
Oh my god.
They were 60, or Galen was 63. They were 62. 1240 to 1242.
So they're 2 seconds
And
back.
they are closing ground on him fast.
Yeah, really closing ground.
That would be hilarious if he doesn't end up getting
Making
a
the
spot.
team.
He's not gonna
Yeah,
make the team.
he is getting
Did I tell you or did I tell you? There's going to be 6 guys to
Yeah,
go with
it's over.
200.
Galen can't hang, but this is Chelimo in front.
Chelimo.
God, it's coming, guys.
Legat's there.
Mead.
Mead.
True's falling off.
True.
David's go. David's
Jenkins.
go.
Look at Jenkins.
Jenkins and going. Hill is falling off.
Nope,
Oh,
Jenkins
Jenkins,
is
I'm
falling
sorry.
off.
Hill is falling off. Jenkins is right there. Looks like Chelimo is looking
It's
back too
almost
much.
falling
Almost
off.
fell.
Legat's going to
And
take
it's
it.
Legat. And it's Legat. And it's Hassan. And Chelimo. And it's Jenkins. It's Jenkins going to catch one of these guys.
Oh my
Jenkins
god.
is coming
catch
for
it.
the Oh my god.
So Legat, Mead, Chelimo.
Yes!
Wow.
13:35. That was
I
a
told you it was gonna
52-8 for Legat.
Holy
Wow.
This is too easy. Too easy. Are you kidding
Oh
me?
man, Jenkins barely misses that. Ben True, Ryan Hill left off the team.
That's so shocking. I am completely shocked.
How could you
They made Galen look like he was standing still.
They did. He just
They
did so much
wrecked
energy.
him.
Galen still ran a 60 for his last lap. He was struggling though.
Woo!
We had this up.
Congratulations, guys.
62, 62, 65. That was a 4:02 last mile for Bernard.
Wow. This is very shocking.
Bernard can still kick.
Is not, yeah.
Bernard.
That's
Oh,
how you do
he's
it.
celebrating that.
Because everyone wrote him
I'm
off.
speechless.
Everyone wrote him
5 Olympic Games. I think that's what he's
Speechless.
symbolizing.
Oh,
Man.
my
Kip
gosh.
Cheer was 7th. Kincaid held on for 8th. Galen Rupp was 9th. Lopez 10th.
He was pretty
That was a lot
sprightly
further
now.
back than I expected Lopez.
Yeah.
Diego Estrada, Jeff C., Garrett Heath 13, Brian Schrader 14 with an early pace setting, Sean Rigordy 15, Riley Masters 16. And here we see the kick again.
To finish.
Hassan looks really good too.
Yeah,
Hassan was
Hassan
looking pretty
looked-
nice.
Hassan
Chilima
looked
was
great.
tying up. Jenkins just ran out of real estate.
Yeah,
Oh,
if they
another
had 5
3
more
yards,
meters,
yeah.
Jenkins would have made it.
Yeah.
Kincaid outkicks Rupp again. Even though
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
not as significant of a race. Or
Yeah.
more significant race than Stumptown.
Yeah.
Kicking in for 8th and 9th.
Wow. That's so shocking.
That's how you do it, baby. He's world class.
That's like a
He's
120
world
pound
class.
person carrying a 100-pound person.
Yeah.
Experience, man. Experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're right.
Experience,
Oh,
a lot of
there's
help
Ben
from
True's
multiple
wife.
sources.
That's really
you know,
unnecessary to
That too,
show.
but-
that's
I really don't
Yeah.
agree. Why would they show Ben True's wife like that?
yeah, that's pretty sad. That's
I mean, it is heartbreaking, but you can show people like being happy for.
You know what?
Bernard.
I'm gonna say it. This is bullshit, man. Legat positive A sample. You know what I mean? I swear to God, this is BS. It happened in 2012. He had this crazy change in fitness, and this is what happens. People like Ben True, his family, his wife, heartbroken out there.
Yeah.
As a result of someone of very questionable means. We know in the 90s and early 2000s, we've seen the results, the emails. Shit was getting covered up. Things were being covered up. There were bribes being paid. I've heard from multiple sources, multiple rumors, that things may have happened. The clean B sample may have been suspect. And it's just so frustrating to me because Legat has a smile on his face, nicest guy in track and field, but Tristan Gatlin's a nice guy. You know what I mean? Marion Jones, super nice.
That's how you cover it up.
That's how
man.
you cover it up. You know, when you bring your kids
Become
out
normal.
there, bring your family out there, and I just can't help myself. I am disappointed in this results, and frankly, I just feel so bad for athletes like Ben True,
Jared
athletes like.
Yeah, Jenkins would have made
Oh,
it
you're
too.
not so sure
I'm
about
not
NLP. You're not
even
so
saying
sure about
anything
NLP.
about Jenkins, but there are athletes out there who have been. I've had money stolen from me by athletes that have cheated.
Right.
And it's just. I mean, come on, 41 years old, closing in 53 and 52. You know, it's just positive A sample. It's just frustrating to watch. It is so frustrating, and don't understand it. I don't understand it. And he may be one of those guys just get away with it. According to the rules, it is clean. It is fine, but I just feel that shot of Ben True's wife crying just got to me, man. That just really got to me, and I couldn't help it. Didn't make you guys in a weird situation. I'm sorry, but I had to get it out there. Oh God. Anyways,
You get to race him.
I get to race him. That's very true. From the 5K.
Tell him how
It's
you
from
feel,
the 5K.
dude. Tell him
Yeah.
how you feel when you get to Rio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So we
Man.
got some more positive stories. I mean, Hassan Mead makes his first team.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That guy deserves.
We all
to make
love
the team.
Hassan
I
up
like
here.
Hassan a lot.
Yeah, and Paul Chalimo also from the
Yeah,
Army.
WCAP. Like,
He's
they,
a guy that
they are
came-
putting people on teams this
Yeah.
year.
Dan Brown better get a raise. Or
That's
something.
4
Yeah.
athletes
Pretty
on
impressive.
3 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Dan Brown, former Olympian, former high level athlete, works for the Army now as a coach of the. It's called World Class athlete program in the Army.
I'm not sure what WCAP stood for.
I think it's
World class athlete
program. Yeah. So you can go and obviously you're a soldier. You go through the basic training. You go to the Army.
Yeah, you have to at least pass basic training.
For sure. And with that, you get citizenship.
Yeah.
After many years, these guys didn't just sign up.
No. They went to school here, college. They went through their years. I mean, a couple of these guys are like Chilima. I think he's a couple years out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, he's only like 1 or 2 years out, I think.
Yeah. So, I have no problem with them, obviously. And let's see. So fourth place is Eric Jenkins, who was.
Chilima is 26, so he's a couple years out.
I think he's a few years out. Yeah. So. These guys can get called to war anytime. You know what I mean? They're not gonna keep them out if something really bad happens. So these guys are putting life on the line, and much respect to them. Ben True 5th place, Ryan Hill 6th. That was a real shocker.
Yeah,
Ryan Hill didn't have it.
His last lap was not the form that we expected.
Injury,
Is that what?
I thought,
is he battling an injury?
After indoors, I thought he was. Because he wasn't racing that often, was he?
But the Schumacher guys rarely race. I mean, all those girls, Colleen Quigley in the steeplechase. That was her first steeplechase of the year.
She had an injury too when she was up here. So did
Emily, Shelby. A lot of them got hurt in the springtime, and
pretty much right when they came out here, I think they had gotten hurt, or they were hurt, or something. Sammy Silva, same issue. She was hurt too.
So.
I don't know. I thought he was fighting some sort of injury. I could be wrong.
I mean, he's a guy that this race shouldn't have been out of control for him.
No.
We've closed this fast in the past. Also surprised by Garrett, man. Where did Garrett finish? 13th?
Oh, he was 13, yeah.
He fell off.
His last 2 laps were 64 with everybody, then he was a 70, so he lost a lot of time.
I mean, that middle mile there, they ran a sub 420 for sure. That was, so it was 64,
64, 63, so that's right under 420.
Yeah, so they picked it up in the middle there. And... yeah, it's a shame he couldn't make it. Garrett's been trying for a long time. One of those true good guys at the sport. Who else is in here that, Lopez. He's made teams before. I've heard some questions about his, not dedication to the sport, but dedication to training maybe a little bit. I've heard some stories where he, kind of does his own thing a little bit within the program. And, he that may have been what cost him today. Just being a little bit fit and not quite as fit as he could be. But then again, Ryan Hill also didn't make it. So,
Diego Estrada, who was an Olympian for Mexico, he decided to come back to the U.S. and represent. He wanted to represent the U.S. Wanted to qualify on a tougher system. Which is unfortunate. I can see...
It wasn't just a tougher system. There were some other things going on there, too.
Well, yeah, he definitely did not agree with a lot of the politics with the Mexican Federation. Yeah. So he was kind of between a rock and a hard place. But it's tough because he says he wants to compete against the best in the world. If he goes to the Olympics, he competes against the best in the world.
Yeah.
But he has to compete against the best in the U.S. now in order to go to the Olympics.
Yeah, so... I definitely have much respect for his decision as well.
Right.
He felt more comfortable running for the U.S. and feels that tie very strongly, and props to him. He raced his heart out there in the 10K and this 5K.
Mm-hmm.
Just couldn't quite make it.
It's unfortunate that guys like Jeff C. and Garrett Heath. I mean, these are guys who could legitimately make a team in the mile, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like they
both passed up the 15.
Garrett has the time in the mile. Jeff C. was just off the standard.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty shocked that Garrett didn't do the 15. The 15 team this year looks strong, but not as strong as the 5K.
Yeah, there's 12 guys or 14 guys in this final that had the time. There's only 5 in the 15 final.
Exactly. So, but I mean, their training must have been more geared towards that, anyways. And you make decisions a ways out, and kind of you live and die by them. So that was Garrett's choice, and I'm sure he's in absolute great shape. And I'm sure he'll be back and see him in the summer as well. So...
USA is competitive now at 5K. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm
10K too,
Looking at this field, I'm just like, oh.
I mean, there's so many guys at 13-0s. Mm-hmm. So many.
So many of them, dude. Like, Schrader... theoretically, like in this, he's the slowest by far, and he put his nose in it.
Yeah,
like,
Trader raced with a lot of heart.
I don't know.
And,
I admire that. I admire the
been
fact that he knew the situation. He's kind of just like.
Yeah, he went into this race knowing, hey, I'm going to run. He was surprised to be in the final. He did not expect, even during his interview, that he had made it. So was really happy, and he wanted to go out there, hit the time, try and make the team, and finishing 14th. He's probably very pleased with his effort.
You can't depend on the rest of the field to do that for you.
Well, it really is a shame that William Kincaid. It's a shame that he didn't help out. That was something that he should have done.
It's also probably why he ended up higher up. Is because he didn't
put the work in.
He
Yeah,
baited. And you can look at it that way. He could have been baited into leading, but at the same time, it's like you also don't have the time. So
yeah, at the end of the day, it's a race.
What good does it do you? Yeah,
yeah.
But in this instance, when he was already riding this momentum, it's like, what good does it do you to not help out Brian? You guys could have traded 800s. You guys, I don't know. I just think there's a lot of ways that could have gone. And coming from a background where I raced my brother all the time, and we did switch all the time,
work together.
There's benefits and there's. There's pros and cons.
Yeah, this is also a reason why a lot of times in these distance races, you'll see this big pack of Kenyans and big pack of everybody else. They're actually working together.
Oh yeah,
they're trading leads.
There's a huge comfort that comes with running with people that you're familiar with.
Yeah,
and
but they actually work together.
Yeah, they have they're like CD guys that train with them every single day. They're taking the lead early on, but they're still good enough to finish high up.
Yeah, they are. But I do think that Americans, would work together a little bit more. But it's tough if you don't get many lanes either. They get 8 lanes in a race, and we get 3 or 4. And we just hope to hang on and finish. But there'll be a day where I think been a lot of busts lately, people getting arrested, and, who knows, maybe it'll be a day where...
If you want to make a segue, people are talking on the message board. Was that all in good fun about Legat? And then people talking about Aiden's group that you helped put forward a step in the investigation towards that.
Let me see some of these comments here. I understand sentiment, but it sounds like a little double standards.
This is the final of the 200 with the high school.
There isn't no proof about Legat, by the way. There isn't no proof. He has had a positive A sample. That is undisputable. That's a fact.
Oh my gosh, that high school
and
is not gonna make it.
that's something... Sorry, the men's finish is on right now. The positive A sample is a fact.
Seconds,
it's also a fact that the IAAF has covered up tests before, especially for people who were the stars of the sport. Mm-hmm. Hitchem El Garouge, I think everyone kind of knows and realized that was a pretty shady record. And Legat was right with them behind the whole way. In an era where testing was not that good, they didn't have like the anonymous or random testing, and I think maybe he's not on it now, but I think at one point he definitely was. A positive A sample is a positive A sample, and it just defies a lot of common sense, and I just really think that it's a shame that there was a period in the IAAF where athletes were being protected. And it's very clear that has happened. We know it's happened. And there's no reason to suspect that it only happened in the last 5 years.
Right.
You know what's funny is that we're talking about this just as Justin Gallen runs 19.74 at a lane fucking 8.
And LaShawn Merritt.
And LaShawn Merritt.
Also.
Also.
1-2 in the 200.
Yeah, exactly.
Lane 8. Give me a break.
And interesting enough, high school kids finishing 4th and 5th in the 200.
Yeah, so...
That's a fucking circus, man.
There is hope. I still believe in hope in the sport. I believe we're cleaning things up. I do think we have ways to go, but it is frustrating when you see guys like Gatlin, guys like Merritt, and for me, guys like Legat doing this. And it's a shame. It's a shame. But on a positive note, there's opportunity for people. There are ways for them to make the team or to be successful and be professional. Mm-hmm. And, guys like Leo Manzano, like Nick Willis, they're my heroes, man. These are guys that I know are clean 100%, and they still get medals.
Yeah.
And who knows, may even get upgraded medals, you know? So, I hope that one day, I think we are getting closer. The infrastructure is there.
For Centro to get it moved up to bronze.
Yeah,
that's
Pretty
one
nice.
of them. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. But
It sucks with that race. That 1500.
Ask about what you think about Kiprop.
I think Kiprop's agent is a guy named Federico Rosa.
Oh,
And Federico Rosa is the guy that had
he was just arrested just last week.
just
right?
arrested in Kenya. Had his camp raided. There's an athlete of his that said that he also Federico Rosa. He's an agent, but also coincidentally he's a doctor. And his father, the family business started with his father. And his father was a doctor, worked with cycling, Italian cyclists. And for whatever reason, they moved down to Africa and worked with Kenyan athletes. And, Kiprop is one of those athletes that, has this agent / doctor as his coach and manager. And I think it is highly, highly suspect. I think he is very, very suspect. And not only that, the way he runs, the times that he runs, Kiprop, it defies sense. The fastest way to run, I think we've all learned in our sport, are even splits slightly negative. You know? For whatever reason, Kiprop thinks 53 for a first lap, and then going 58, and then going 56, and like a 50, that's the best way to run. He actually instructs his pacer to go out in 53, 52 seconds in a 15, which makes no sense. So he's a guy that, Kiprop, again, whenever you see those guys that have the orange and blue singlets from Nike, that's the Federico Rosa kit. He has his own special kit. He has so many athletes. Mm-hmm. Nike let him have this. So, very powerful man in the sport. Recently arrested by the Kenyan police. They have his passport, much like Jama Aden. I believe he's returning to court pretty soon.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens with that. So, we'll see.
So that's our drug talk segue.
Yeah, sorry, that's the drug talk. We can move on. I know it's frustrating, but there still is good, clean racing out there. And I think majority of the U.S. trials has good, clean competition. And we're looking forward to more of that tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow we
got the women's 5K final. We got the men's and women's 1500s.
So, we'll see what happens with that. I'm very excited to see the 15. These are guys that I would have gone up against if I had run for the U.S. still. Everyone's saying Ben Blankenship, Centro, Andrews, but I really still believe Leo, man. I've heard he's talked to my coach a little bit on the phone. He's feeling very, very confident, really in good spirits, and that's a dangerous Leo, man. So we'll see what happens with that.
I'll give you that. I don't know him personally. So
yeah,
I met him, I think, one time when I was like a sophomore in high school or something.
But yeah, based on the prelims alone, if I only watched the prelims and didn't have any background context, I would say for sure it was Andrews, Centro, and Blankenship.
I'd like to see. I think for me, Blankenship. I mean, not only does he look really good, but for me, I personally just want to see him make the team. There's just so many guys. This is a dude who's like a very blue collar type guy. Almost like, I don't know. He's almost, I don't know, like kind of reclusive. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
And for some reason, I really like that about him. Is that he's not quite show offy. He's not like he doesn't boast all the time or anything like that. He just. I don't know. I've just heard doesn't he have some sort of company in Colorado or something?
I have no idea.
I remember I think when he was out here, he had driven either from Eugene to Colorado and then from Colorado to Flagstaff for training or something like that because he had a bunch of work that he had to do that required him to drive, and he just likes driving for whatever reason. So he was willing to drive like however many hours and then just get into training and just start doing whatever he's supposed to be doing. And, Yeah, I don't know. He's one of the more interesting people I've met. So I mean, like I said, he's just.
Yeah.
I think you can tell, like, in his personality that he's just like very
blue collar.
no fluff. Like,
yeah.
let's wake up in the
No
the
BS.
morning. Let's just take care of this shit so
Yeah.
we can go back home.
Trials of miles, miles of trial. How's it go
Yeah.
again? That's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Essentially,
It's been so long
whatever.
since I read
Yeah,
that book.
I know.
I read that book one time.
I read it in college. I completely forgot everything, but I know it was a very good book. Yeah.
Something like that. He's a guy who likes to he just puts in the work.
Yeah.
I like to see people like that make a team.
Yeah, absolutely. And then again, there's so many guys like that
There
just
are.
put on so
And
much
I think,
work.
And it's funny, they get. I feel like a lot
They
of them
toil
get overshadowed
in
if they're not-
anonymity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if they're quiet, then they get overshadowed.
Absolutely.
A lot of the
Absolutely.
time. So I don't know. Like I said, that'd be my personal favorite to make the team.
Yeah.
Aside from Central, of course.
Mhm.
Well, right.
Yeah.
Central and Robbie, we're all in consensus on that.
I know.
Yeah.
In terms of Robbie, I don't care.
But-
I just say it because he's probably gonna make it. But for me, if it was just Central and Blanks that made the team and everybody else stayed home, then I'd be fine with that too.
I will say this though, we have seen a lot of falls in this
Yeah.
race. Craig Engels is in the final, and he again, he's
Nothing
a guy.
happened in that semi though.
We're still calling out Craig.
Nah, yeah, I'm telling you, I think no one fell, but I think he definitely jostled a little bit. There's some points there.
I think he's
so
tough to run next
when
to.
you have someone in there and they're going, I think they're gonna go after it. I think from what it sounds like, J-Mac, Isaac Yorks maybe, Daniel Wynn, Grigori, these guys that don't have standard, and they're gonna want a
Like I
fast
said,
pace.
there's no point. You can't even call yourself an Olympian if you don't have the standard and you get top 3.
You can win the
can't-
race.
I mean,
You can win
there's
the race.
nothing you can do.
Yeah,
Like, there's nothing you can do. You're not going to chase the time. Like, that's the only moment you have now.
yeah.
That's it. That's the last day.
Tell
Yeah.
you what, Weeding says he's not going to chase the time. He's just chasing
wants
the
to win.
So if they set it up so he can chase the time, he's just going to be sitting in the back.
That's
waiting
very
to kick.
true. That's
Well,
a very good
but
situation for Weeding.
I like that strategy, though, because he's never been a guy, to me, I always felt like his best times, they come to him when he's trying to win races.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did come to him.
I've never seen him like
So this may
chase,
set up-
chase races like for times. I always see if he does, I see him do much worse than he would if he just paid attention to beating somebody.
Yeah,
You know, and this is the trials. If everybody goes for it and you're gonna beat the best guys, you're probably gonna get the standard. So
yeah.
I'd like to see this race won in like 3:33 or 3:34.
I think it's gonna happen.
That'd
I
be
really think
so
it's gonna
sick.
happen. I think J Mac did this last year as well. Him and Will Lear tried to
I think
share
Devin
the
just
pace.
qualified for the Olympic team,
did he just win?
and he just
Yeah,
ran 13:04.
Wow.
He's been looking so great on the rounds, and the announcers saying, "Oh yeah, Devin Allen, he doesn't lose in Eugene. He has not lost yet.
Wow. Yeah.
He just jumps up to the stands. He's climbing
Seeing his
somewhere."
dad. I think it's his dad or mom or brother. Yeah. So anyways,
So somebody asked what our picks are for the women's 5K.
women's 5K team. I think it's Molly, definitely. Shelby, just because she's on that same Bowerman
Bowerman's been
train.
looking
The Bowerman
amazing.
girls have been killing it. So, although some of that pressure now, she's the last one.
Yeah.
She may feel that. Who knows? But yeah, Molly, Shelby, and Emily Infeld.
Or Kim Conley.
I think
I'd
it's gonna be hard for
I'd like
Kim
to see
to make
Kim.
it. I like to see her too, but it's gonna be hard. She doesn't quite have that same finishing speed that some of these girls do. Like Muriel
Right.
Hall has a great finish.
Do you think Molly would just blast it from the gate, or do you think she'd wait?
I don't know. It's a great
I think
question.
it benefits
I mean, Kim
more
does
of
have
the
a
field for her
4:07,
not to wait.
15
Yeah, Kim, but in an even race.
in an even
You know
race,
what I mean?
right?
It's one
okay.
thing to grind it out, it's something to change pace.
She PR'd this year in like a rust buster though, 5K.
Who?
Kim, I'm pretty sure. I think she PR'd this year.
What did she
Also,
say?
that's how she made the 5K Olympics last time, is she outkicked a bunch of people.
That's true.
They were
But no, but it was also a fast race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're-
that's
it's
what I
been-
like. I would
that's
like to
their
see.
chasing.
I think if Molly
Yeah.
takes it out, I think it benefits Kim greatly. It
Yeah,
improves
definitely.
her chances vastly.
Definitely.
I think. I mean, I don't know. Like I said,
I'm gonna say
Kim's a grinder, dude. Like I don't think she has like a huge kick as much as the other people, but that doesn't mean she doesn't have a kick.
that I totally agree. That's very true. Very true. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say I would think it'd be Molly, Shelby, and then my heart pick though is Katie Mackey. I think
yeah.
Katie Mackey, one of those athletes, has been twirling away in anonymity, just kind of like, I mean, she's well known, but hasn't quite broken through.
Great high schooler, great college runner.
Yeah, great professional.
Yeah.
You know, and I think she looked good. She looked good in the prelims, and she has a finish. I think she can do it. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I agree with Molly and Shelby. Those two just seem to have the biggest engines and the fastest turnover. I think Shelby's going to outkick everybody.
Think she's going to win?
Even if she's close to Molly, I think she can get her.
Yeah, I agree.
And then my heart pick would go to Kim.
To Kim,
Yeah.
nice, yeah. And Kim's like also a heart pick. Katie, I'd want to see it more because Kim's already gone.
Right.
You know.
For me, I would say Shelby is gonna win it. Molly will be second, and I would like to see Kim get third.
I think Molly's gonna win. I really do.
I think it's going to be a race similar to the men's, where it's going to be a lot of girls together with a lap to go.
Molly.
How many of them have the standard?
Most of them do.
Molly's gonna lose.
Nah, man. Remember in Sacramento? Remember when she outkicked Shannon? Shannon passed her, and then Molly repassed her.
True, but she
Molly has speed, man.
Yeah, but did Molly run the 10K? She didn't run the 10K.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She did?
Yeah,
She doubled.
Oh, shit. All right.
Molly is incredible, and I think she's on a whole level, and I don't think she's gonna lose.
She's gonna win.
I really
take it back.
should preface this stream
So Molly,
initially by
Emily,
saying I don't
Abby,
know.
Nicole,
I don't do
Shelby,
any
Mariel,
research.
Kim,
Yeah.
So
Laura.
all this stuff is
Katie,
based off of
Emotion,
very limited
and
knowledge
feel,
that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not unlimited knowledge, Danny. You've been in the sport for a long time. You know the players. Yeah. You have much more knowledge than the guys in the booth. You know what I mean?
God, I hope so. Otherwise, please tell me to stop.
Yeah.
This forever.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to be doing this first
So
off when I came to
only-
this dude's house.
We just wrangled them in here.
5 of the girls don't have the standard. So Sarah Pagano, Tara Welling, Rochelle Canojo, and Sarah Hall do not have it.
That was 4 people.
4. Jordan Hesse.
Okay. And they're not girls to me that I think are going to take it out.
No.
You know? So they're probably going to race, probably hope for Molly to go, and then they're going to kick home. Maybe with the standard, maybe not. It happened last time. They got the standard. Yeah, any more questions here? Let's see what it says here.
Ellie O, any shot? She's looking strong. I just don't think she's at the right level.
Not
make
quite
the
yet.
team.
Maybe a few more years.
Yeah.
I think a lot of those women are just kind of be pushing her around. To be honest, I don't know that they're gonna respect her so much to give her enough space to actually do whatever it is that she wants to do.
Yeah,
I mean,
which
the
is
NCAA is a completely different animal.
Yeah, it's the each increase in level you go to in racing, the more aggressive it gets. More elbows, more people getting cut off, and yeah, no one's gonna hold your hand. And the U.S. is actually pretty nice compared to international
I was
racing.
gonna say, I mean, a lot of them
So-
are practicing that. They're trying to get ready.
Yeah.
Might as well just beat up on your own people.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
The case.
So-
Like, don't.
I mean, again, everyone here has a shot. No one expected Kim Conley to make it last time,
Right.
No.
and she came out of nowhere and did it. So
And
That's
now
the beauty-
now ever since then, she's reached a completely different
level.
echelon.
Yeah, very true.
You know?
So we never know. Oh, what does someone say for what? They said for comparison.
Shelby is not considered a lock as she only has a 403 PR. Her 800 is still pretty fast though.
Who's
Yeah,
this?
Shelby has
Shelby.
a super strong 800.
They're saying that she's not a lock.
Not
That
considered
Ali
lock. I mean, I
Ali
can see
O
that.
is not a lock. They said, I think, right? Because Shelby's in it.
Oh, right,
That's what
right,
they're
right.
saying.
Okay.
Yeah, so Shelby is one.
Well, even if Shelby wasn't in the race, Ali Ostrander would not be a lock. Not to me.
Yeah,
I-
I totally agree.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I honestly, like, if we had a head-to-head bout right now, she couldn't. I don't think she could beat Molly Huddle. I don't think she could beat Kim Conley. I don't think she could beat Katie Mackey. I don't think she can beat. That's already 3 women right there.
Yeah.
I don't think she can beat Emily Infeld. And this is head-to-head. I don't know what's going to happen in the trials, which is why
Again,
they're run.
That's
to
why they
begin
run the
with,
race. That's why they run
you
the
know,
race.
so they can shut assholes like me up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Question. How old was Gabriel Selassie when he won?
how old was Gebre Selassie when he won what?
His last Olympic?
Was that 2000? 2000
I don't
no,
know.
2000.
I don't know, but he's
When he
also
outkicked
a guy
Lagat.
that's been
Okay.
12, 30
Because
something.
The Kelly
And
won
I have
something.
very little,
Well,
very
if he's
little faith
42
in that
now,
time.
then he was probably 26 when he won.
No.
Yeah.
So Lagat is not
I don't think Geb is one to look for as a clean athlete. I'll tell you that much.
Oh no, I was talking about clean athletes. I'm talking about
Age.
dudes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and now we have the women's 1500 final as well. I think we all agreed with Jenny and Shannon being
And
pretty
that,
far up
that
there.
third spot,
I think Brenda.
well, Brenda, Alexa is looking really good.
Alexa.
Brenda, let's see, but Alexa's looking really good too.
Amanda Eccleston's been looking very strong.
I think she's running the race of her life in the first round, second round. I think she's not going to have it in the final because she's just at a whole new level.
Yeah.
These are all like 4 flat girls. I
Yeah.
just
Amanda's not a 4 flat girl.
no, I'm saying like the ones that she's competing.
Oh, yeah,
against.
exactly, yeah.
And there's also Morgan Houstony, who hasn't had her same strength as of old, but she
Might get inspired.
did
yeah.
make this final. I mean, she
I
is in
did.
it.
I saw in a post recently. She said that this is her last Olympic trials,
Oh, wow.
Morgan. So, which I think is a bad thing to say when you're competing. You know what I mean? This is my last one.
Kind of like mailing it in.
You're mailing it in, yeah. So
Amanda, she's a 405. Eccleston's a 405 girl. I mean, she's racing 4 flat girls. I
no,
mean, it's
racing
only-
sub 4 girls.
Oh,
who
yeah.
she's racing. So,
Essentially, I mean, Brenda's
and also
essentially that.
again,
I mean,
she's
Brenda's 4 flat.
yeah, and also again, Amanda. I think ran the race of her life the last 2 rounds. Major kudos to her, but I think she's gonna be a little worn out for the final.
I don't think. I mean, our Jenny and Shannon. I wonder what their strategy is going to be. Jenny said no problem leading this crap. Like,
We for sure know Shannon's gonna shadow Jenny for the entire race until 200 meters to go. What she does, she just does as little work as possible, follows, and then kicks to the end.
Yeah.
dude, I could if Jenny like does what I think she can do and essentially lead. We can see a sub 4 at this one.
No,
I feel
I don't
like
think
it
so.
goes-
I
don't think so?
No, absolutely not.
Why?
They're not gonna go that fast.
I
They're
think
gonna
Jenny
go.
could.
They're gonna go fast, but not sub 4 pace, man. There's no reason. They all have a standard. Most of them do.
That's true.
They don't need to go that fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna.
Gabriel Selassie was born in 73.
And also, he was also there's Gabriel Selassie. I don't want to go into it. Because he's one of those guys that at 18 years old, when he won his first World Juniors,
Yeah.
there was definite questions around that. So,
Because they already made it.
yeah. Anyways, women's 15. I'm gonna say it's Jenny, Shannon, and then it's gonna be either Brenda or Alexa. They're gonna be battling it out the last 100 meters with Jenny and Shannon
I
in
think
front.
Alexa's been looking pretty good. I just think that Brenda's
Has a fire in her.
better
Yeah.
than her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think
can
she's
agree
just
with that.
flat out better than her.
I think the only reason why if Brenda had just run the 15, I would agree with you. But she ran the 800
If
first.
Brenda had only run the 15, I'd almost peg her to win this damn thing.
Yeah, but again, coming off of those 3 rounds of 8, that's not an easy task. That
yeah,
wears
but I
on
think
you.
being pissed off helps too.
Yeah.
It definitely helps. But
My dark horse pick to make actually into that top 3 would be Gabe Grunwald.
Gabe Grunwald, yeah, that's
She's
my
been
heart
kicking.
pick.
She's
Dude,
been
that's
kicking
my heart
really
pick.
Yeah,
well.
last time when she wasn't even in the picture.
Yeah,
She
she
was
probably
like-
closed 2
wasn't
seconds
she
faster than
was
everybody else in the
way
last
She
one.
wasn't
off.
even on the track. I think she was like in the stands somewhere, and she came back around and finished. It was crazy.
That
If
was,
she has the race of her
nuts.
life
That was
tactically,
crazy.
she could make that team.
Very true. All right, so. All right. Anyways, we're gonna move on.
playback is hilarious.
Tomorrow, tomorrow we'll be back. What time are the races tomorrow?
Tomorrow, the 1500s started off. No, 5K starts it off at 4:28. The women's 5K. Then the 1500s are at 5
5 o'clock.
o'clock for the women and 5:20 for the men.
So they're ending with the men's 15.
Interesting.
All right. So yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow, probably around 4 o'clock. We'll let you guys know. We'll tweet it out again.
Yeah.
We'll discuss it and have a pre-show, comment on the races, comment between the races, discuss the action, and please let us know in the comments what you guys think, how you can make this better for you guys. Again, I have to apologize. We cannot show the TV or the any coverage because we don't have a license to do that. And probably get the video pulled. So we're gonna stick to this format, But yeah, if you want more background info, more race analysis, etc., let us know. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, and hopefully Nick Willis is coming tomorrow. So another expert commentator. We'll have to push this back a little bit further so we can fit Nick in here somewhere. But thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it, guys. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Bye.